Hey, everybody, I'm Mike.
I'm Tim.
I'm Aaron.
And we got a party in my basement because we are live from my basement because we cover games from top to bottom. And the party don't stop.
For me, because I have no rave lights.
Yeah, it only works for me for some reason. I don't know why.
The party actually was in my basement this weekend.
It was.
We have got Aaron from Parakeet Griffin Games, of course, co-designer of Fairy Tale Campaign Trail. You guys were in town this weekend.
We were, and we had such a blast with y'all. We filmed some great content, did a fun stream, but yeah, the real fun was had with our game day. I think all of Saturday, both on camera and off.
Oh my gosh!
Did I say both off camera and off?
Maybe on and off.
On and off camera. There were cameras involved. There weren't cameras involved. It was fun both ways.
Yes.
Yeah. So thanks again for having us. That was a lot of fun.
I just love how easily your group and our group sort of just mesh and become one group very quickly. And
I agree. Yeah.
I mean, it just felt very natural. I felt like I was hanging out with old friends, even though we've only ever hung out like a few times.
I think it's just because like you guys are awesome. So it's just that much easier for people to like latch on to awesome people, you know, versus, I don't know, if y'all were lame, then, you know.
See, I think you got it wrong. We're like magnets, right? You guys are awesome. And then the magnet like goes to the opposite, right? Because if you got the same sides, you can't have two awesome. They repel each other. So Mike and I clearly suck. And the awesome group came in, clings on there. And then it makes this delicious combination, right? That is
that's a brookie. You know,
I thought it was a crownie.
Or a crownie.
Right. You know, I was buying into the whole like we're awesome part, Tim, and then you had to like fit in that we suck.
Yeah, I don't know that the you suck part of that equation is adding up for me, but I do like your comparison to the brookie / crownie, where maybe, yeah, one of us is a cookie, the other is a brownie.
Just two different kinds of awesome coming together, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And somehow makes more awesome. I can live with that.
I like that one better. Yeah,
that's fair. That's fair. No, it was great. There was a lot of crazy jokes. We played a ton of games. Yeah, you and your crew. I mean, there was never a dull moment.
Oh, likewise. There's never a dull moment with you guys. You guys are so quick to make jokes, Monty Python references, you know, everything.
I mean, we were laughing so hard I was crying. Like sometimes it was out of control. And you know, Mike and I are also very willing to perform for anybody that even remotely laughs at our jokes. So it only makes it worse. Like the second somebody laughs, it's like, oh, now you've done it.
That's great.
Yeah, man, it was a great time. I learned for the first time I got to play Bonanza Beans. Yeah. Really enjoyed that game, and I enjoyed your the house rule that Christina insists on, which is everybody must talk in a Southern accent while trading the beans.
You know, I've been wanting to play that game since I was knee-high to a grasshopper. And I've had that game sitting on my shelf of shame over there for like 4 years. And then Christina said she brought it and wants to play it. And her house rule was that we had to play it in a Southern accent. I'm like, well, it is your game and you're teaching it, so you get to choose the house rules. So that's what we did.
Yeah, no, I think that should I ever own the game or play it again, I'm going to have to politely insist that is a house rule that we abide by because
I do agree.
Oh, it was so much fun.
Hilarious. Yeah. So then, yeah, we played some other short, kind of fun party games. I'm assuming some of those are going to make this list. I'm just going to say that now.
Yep.
And of course, those of you that are watching at home, you know that we have done a lot of coverage for Fairy Tale Campaign Trail. We've played it many times on our live show. Well, we got the guys in the studio, so we gave them a dedicated video that I'm sure is going to be awesome. All three of you guys were in it. And then we sort of the three of us, me, Tim, and Dan, sort of tag in periodically throughout this video. And Bob, excuse me, I forgot there was 4 of us swapping out. So
yeah,
all 4 of us one at a time sort of swap in as this video goes on. It's I'm excited to see how that video turns out.
My only regret was that I wasn't in at the same time as Mike was, because I was standing. You wouldn't know this, but when Mike, I'll just say this: when you're watching and you hear Mike go into his meatwad voice, I am like doubled over behind the camera, just laughing my butt off. It was fantastic.
I was there, can confirm. Yeah, it was pretty great.
Hey, Wayne, welcome.
But yeah, so we played a ton of games. It was super fun. We got to shoot some in-studio content live with the gang. It was a great experience to get to sort of share our home with others. And
we appreciate you sharing your home. It was awesome. And you guys have such a rock star setup in there. It was super cool to see. And it was great to see you guys and Mike. Your editor's name is Mike as well, correct?
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Like all you guys. So Tim, you, Mike, other Mike, like all of you guys just doing your thing. You guys were crushing it, and it was super cool to just watch all that happening and to be a part of that. So we appreciate you guys bringing us in on that and giving us the space to sort of work with us there and make something.
Yeah,
it was so much fun. It was so cool.
I'd say the most awkward thing for me was when we're actually like sitting down in front of the camera and I'm sitting with you guys, and then I'm trying to like almost be professional. I don't want to say be professional. That sounds fake, but it's like, okay, we're going to do the lead in. We're going to do this, do this, because everything like we normally do is all very natural, but like, and then when I sit down with like Mike and Dan and Spencer or Bob or whoever, like we all just know it's, you just go right in and because, we are really natural, but like, I felt really weird, like having to be like, okay, so this is our setup. This is what we're going to do, blah, blah, blah. And I felt like such a faker. Like very easily we got right into.
Yeah. I didn't pick up on that at all.
Okay, good.
That was going on. So yeah, I thought you did great. Also, I did want to say, I see Andrew in the chat said, "Hey, it's Orange." Just want to say hi, Andrew. Good to see in the chat there.
You remember Andrew?
I do. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. He's
good to see you again virtually.
He's the story that we always tell. Yeah, it's great. He and his daughter. So, Mike.
Yes.
Other than sushi, what's our list about tonight? You got to stop leaving snacks for sushi in your beard because she's constantly.
I have to be Couch Mike, and you guys got to see part of why that is on Saturday because
she's a mouse hunter.
Games all day long. We played from like 1 till I don't know, like 10:30, 11 o'clock, and like right at the end of the night, Sushi starts chewing on my mouse. I don't know why. She has to have constant attention apparently, or she will chew on something. So I heard plastic being munched. I'm like, oh god no, oh god no, and then it turns out it was my mouse. So if I sit here, she doesn't chew on anything. If I sit over there, she's gonna chew on something. So here I am. Top 5 party games is what we are covering
with a twist.
Well, that is what Fairy Tale Campaign Trail is. It is a party game with a twist. We played several party games this weekend, and so we're going to argue over our top 5 party games. So not only are we going to give you our favorite party games, we are going to use Fairy Tale modifiers so that we argue over our picks. So we're just going to debate on why our pick is the best using modifiers from Fairy Tale Campaign Trail. Which should make it a lot of fun. And I know Tim already has his deck ready there. Arn,
do
you have a deck ready there?
You know, that's a great call. I have a list of the cards in front of me, but that's not very fair and random, is it?
No, you're fine.
It doesn't
Who
have
cares?
to be random. In fact, I think if you want to cherry pick ones that will create the most hilarity, I'm totally game for that. It doesn't have to be random at all. Especially if you wanted to include the new one that you made.
Oh God, that's a problem card, not a modifier. By the way,
that's true. Yeah.
So you save that for your bag of tricks whenever you would like.
Oh my God, that was amazing. Anyways, yeah, the guys totally. I say the guys, but it's a guy and a couple of ladies. But the Parakeet Griffin gang shocked us this weekend too. So, anyways, maybe you'll see why. But anyways, but yeah, so we're going to each present a party game for, number 5, and then we're going to argue using a modifier why someone's is the best. And I have a proposal because I thought of this. If we have crossover, then you have to argue why you're picking it is the right decision versus the others.
Cool. Okay. Sounds good. Also, I feel like I did remove Fairy Tale Campaign Trail from my list because I'd say unfairly biased towards it. So I've chosen games other than that for my list because I think for obvious reasons, just FYI. So it's not because I don't love that game that it's not on my list, but
I usually do not put games on my list that aren't out yet. So
that's fair.
Because obviously Fairy Tale would be number 1. But
thank you.
But since it is not out yet, we must give other games a chance to shine before the 4th of July, which is just an arbitrary date that I picked for no particular reason.
Yeah, of course.
But or that's when a game comes to Kickstarter. One of those things. But yeah. So we're going to all propose a number 5, and then we will pick a modifier, and we will let loose with the debate. And we'll keep it to like a minute or 2 for presentation, right?
Sure.
Okay.
Because Mike and I are long-winded as all get out for sure.
I can be as well.
Okay. Especially when you're buffering.
Yeah.
First, I believe we need our modifier.
Oh no, I think we do the game first, right? Or do we do it with you do it with the modifier first?
No, I'm gonna argue with the modifier.
Okay, let's go.
Why would I want to talk about it without that modifier in place?
Okay.
That's what's gonna make it fun here.
Are we all doing the same modifier? Or
I think we can all do the same one.
Okay, yeah, let's do it. Yeah.
So I'm gonna draw. I just drew this one rando. We're all gonna be surfer bros.
Oh, right on, dude.
Bro, Mike.
Oh boy. So am I starting this off?
Yeah, why don't you start it off?
Oh man. Okay.
Mike, get some inspiration.
Yeah, I know. I'm all right. All right.
What?
I'm the only one that likes my number 5, but that's fine. That's fine.
I can't wait to shoot it down.
Bro, I mean, there is nothing more fun when I'm hanging out with my dudes than to lie my ass off. It is so fun, bro. So, like, when I got a bunch of my dudes hanging out and we're all down for getting silly, One Night Ultimate Werewolf just hits the spot, bro. I'm telling you. It's that moment like where everybody closes their eyes and like the moderator's telling you have to do stuff, and like then your friends are totally like moving stuff around and they're like snickering to themselves. And you're like, okay, which one of my bros is moving stuff right now, bro? And then you open your eyes and then somebody has a smile on their face. You're like, it's gotta be you, dude. It's just a classic game for me, bro. I know it's not for everybody, but if you like random chaos and just yelling at people, I think you can do worse than One Night Ultimate Werewolf, bros.
You're right. You can't do worse. Oh wait, is that not what you said? I'm sorry, it was the surfer thing. Aaron, you or me next? Your pick.
I'm good either way. You know what? I'm scared of what Tim's got up his sleeve. I don't know that I'm gonna want to follow it. So I guess if it's all right, I'll
go for it. Go for it.
You never know what you can fit. Up.
That's right.
There's a lot of space there to do anything with that. Right on, dude. So I was thinking the other day while I was out shredding the gnarly waves, right? I don't know what this voice is, but I was like, dude, I got this really awesome pet at home. I got this little cat. His name is Chester. And I thought one day, what would make that cat a lot more gnarly, bro, is if he exploded. So, and thank goodness I didn't need to go home and blow up my cat, dude, because there already was this game called Exploding Kittens. So now instead of whenever I want to explode my cat, I don't gotta, bros. I just gather my bros and play Exploding Kittens with them all, and we have a lot of fun doing that instead. Save my pet's life.
It's really funny because your surfer dude at times was almost like a real rough English accent.
Oh, you're right.
For a second there, bro, I thought we were going to have to pass him a baguette.
All right. Oh, dude, those are gnarly picks, but it's like way better because it's got like loot and guns. It's super sweet, man. We just got back from robbing a bank and we're all arguing over who's gonna take the loot, who's gonna get that boss painting. And oh no, man, I'm gonna get all that money. We're playing cash and guns, bro. We got these foam guns. We get to point them at each other. And sometimes you're like, nah, dude. And you're like, yeah, dude. And they're like, nah, dude. And you're like, yeah, dude. And then you duck or you keep pointing. Dude, it's the best.
I totally agree, dude. That nah, dude. Yeah, dude. Nah, dude. That's exactly what I love about Exploding Kittens, dude. Except what else Exploding Kittens got is the explosions, dude.
That's what I like about werewolf, dude. It's like, you're the Mason. No, bro, I'm the Mason. No, I'm the Mason. No, bro, you're the Mason. Bro, no.
Dude, I can't even keep track of all those roles. It's just a lot easier. You're either in or you're out with cash and guns, bro. You're just either gnarly surfer dude that's gonna get all the loot, or maybe you end up dead in the gutter, which is like a total bummer, man.
Oh man, I feel like both of you can end up dead in the gutter.
Yeah, dude.
Thank God.
Dude. I don't want to end up dead in the gutter, dude, which is why I explode my kittens instead.
Oh, chill, man. It's like, it's just a game, man. It should be okay.
Oh, dude, maybe I've been taking this thing a little too seriously. Maybe I shouldn't have thought about exploding my cat.
I don't know what kind of buds you've been on, bro, but maybe you need to change who you're buying from.
Bro, are you drinking milk?
Oh, dude. Milk's the best. I get my milk from this guy who told me he's totally not a werewolf, dude.
It's like totally a White Russian, man.
He definitely doesn't carry around a foam gun.
Or he's got a whole mug of rum chata. I don't know. That would be crazy.
All right, let's do we throw the crowd, or we just gotta we'll let the audience vote as well, and then we can kind of debate on who we like to either based on game or presentation.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, sorry, Mike, you picked a game that I don't like.
I've also never played Cash and Guns, full disclosure. So.
Oh, that's okay. Cash and Guns is fun. We got Jeff Irving in the house. What's up, Jeff? Good to see you, man.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, that reminds me, Mike. Did anybody, I didn't even check because I've been busy with work. Did anybody do the SEO on that top 10? We got to get that out.
No, I don't think so. No.
God damn it. That's all right. That's all right. Okay, so let's
what's up, Jeff?
Let's just pick. I'm gonna pick mine. Because I like my game. I also like Exploding Kittens, but
that's okay. We don't necessarily have to pick.
We don't have to pick.
I guess we don't want to pick a clear favorite. It's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Aaron, do you want to pick the next modifier, and we will go with the next game on the list?
Sure. Do y'all want to be cavemen?
We can do that. We can do that.
Oh my God.
All right. We all must speak like cavemen.
Okay. Wow. All right. Our number 4 party games.
Here. I really hope Aaron's involves the space program. That's all I'm going to say.
All right. Are we going in the same order?
Yeah, might as well.
Okay.
Okay. So, favorite game party number 4, Subtext Showdown. Why Subtext Showdown? 25 words on cards. Pick as many as you want. Make a word. But like it's timed and stuff. So only have so much time. I don't even know how much time. Time isn't even a concept I understand. I basically just get someone. I get someone. It is kind of becoming a Trump, isn't it? I get someone smarter than me that says, "Okay, stop," and then I stop. But like, I try to get as many words as I can grouped together, and then I write another word, and then people have to guess my words. But like, if you get it wrong and someone else makes the same guess, they get points and stuff. Sometimes we did a video. It was the best video of all videos that have ever been made.
I don't think that's processed.
As far as party game reviews, it is the greatest review of any party game review that has ever been made.
Oh my God.
I don't know if I processed a single word that you said.
There's so many great games, but clearly mine is the best. Grown men weep when they play my game. Wow, you're caveman, Mike.
Oh my God, that was so
what I was thinking of, what comes to mind is like that meme or that saying that like, oh, they understood the assignment. Well, this is like that, but the opposite.
So we're arguing like cavemen, but The guys think that my caveman sounds like a bad version of Trump.
I don't know what it sounded like. Aaron went Trump with it. I don't know what it was. Yeah, but that was pretty bad.
We're using fairy tale campaign trail modifiers to debate our picks.
So we have to present our pick as if we are cavemen. But I do like your game. Subtext Showdown is really fun.
It was.
Really good game. All right, Aaron. Okay, yeah.
Me no ever play that game, but sound fun. Me think. But me play games sometimes called We No Really Stranger, and it not necessarily funny party game, but it good party game for getting to know friends better. So, 3 decks of cards. 3 decks of cards in We Not Really Stranger. First deck, no hard question. Very easy answer. Second level, a little more deep question. Get to know friend little better. And third deck, that very personal question. And we get to know each other way better than me wanted to at the beginning of this game. Maybe, depending on the person. So, me like this game because it provides a good range of choice for either ask nice icebreaker question to just lighten mood, or really want to get to know you better, and just good game to play with group of friends, me think.
It's just something about hearing a caveman say lightening the mood that's funny to me.
You know,
and also get Cookie Monster a cookie.
I was just gonna say that, Mike. I was like, if we're gonna give you a hard time, we got Cookie Monster down here.
That's very fair.
Cookie. Not that my caveman's gonna not sound like Cookie Monster, because it totally is. As I was about to give Aaron a hard time, I realized that is going to be my caveman as well. And so here you go.
E is for Crowdy. That's good enough for me.
All of us sit around campfire. One of us, at least. Werewolf. But I don't know who werewolf. Must give card to other player sitting around campfire. But card may be good, card may be bad. My game, growl.
That no command, that name of game. Okay.
Right. Yes. Yeah. The also can be purchased now as Stranger Things: Attack of the Mind Flayer. Social deduction, fun sometimes.
Agreed.
Good Saturday.
Yes, very fun. We play for first time. Enjoy very much.
But also not advocating as your pick being the best.
Well, I don't think I've played Crosstalk. Have you guys played Crosstalk?
Well, me either. No.
No.
Me no Crosstalk.
He only talks straight.
Me sometimes talk sideways.
Have you guys played poetry for Neanderthals?
You know, that's what I was thinking about when I picked that card, or that modifier. I was like, oh shoot.
So it's actually from the creators of Exploding Kittens. Yeah. And you have to say 1-syllable words. And I love that it comes with that inflatable.
Oh, the club?
The club that you can whack somebody if they say a word that's more than 1 syllable.
I don't think I've ever actually officially played that, but yeah, I've heard about it and it sounds great.
I mean,
one that I'd like to play at some
just point. To hit people with an inflatable club sounds fun.
Yeah, of course.
Indeed.
All right. Are we ready for the so just so everybody knows, our picks were Subtext Showdown. What was yours again? I got totally.
We're Not Really Strangers.
We're Not Really Strangers. I haven't played that one.
Me.
And then Growl, or like I said, you can get Stranger Things Attack of the Mind Flayer. Growl's just the original version. It got the reprint, but it's the same game and super fun, really good. So if you like Stranger Things, well, there you go. All right, are you guys ready for the next modifier?
I think so.
I am.
Your trepidation may be warranted because we must be concerned with the psychological repercussions of our picks.
Oh man, that would have been good for We're Not Really Strangers.
No doubt.
The psychological repercussions. Okay. My number 3 is a really old party game that I've been playing since I was a kid, and it's Taboo. I've been playing that for such a long time. I know she's over here just right after me.
Look at Barry Sanders over there with a stiff arm.
Yeah, I know. Just go over here. And I know I almost did caveman Trump while I was shoving her there. So about to get PETA called on me. So Taboo is just fun because it really is sort of like word diarrhea. You have a card and it's got a word at the top that you must get your teammates to say, but it has 5 other words at the bottom that you are not allowed to say as a clue for the main word. And of course, they pick the most obvious words, which I'm concerned will give some people serious anxiety, because as they're thinking of these clues, they see all of the most obvious words there. I just feel like the anxiety level for some people is just going to go through the roof. So I do believe that if you have serious anxiety, you may want to sit this one out, because it may give you, serious issues thinking that at any point in time that buzzer's going to go off. And, if you don't like certain sounds, like if it bothers you, like weird sounds or intermittent, like noises, I could see that buzzer really bothering you. Or like if you have PTSD and somebody does that buzzer like right in your ear, I think it could really cause some problems. So I would be careful about who you play this with, because some people may not like that buzzing. So I just want to make sure we're clear there. But if you don't have any issues with being buzzed, Taboo can be hilarious. I have seen some of the smartest people absolutely freeze up on this game. Like, just see all the obvious words gone, and you're like, well, what else do I say? Like, you got to start thinking of synonyms. Yeah. So also, if you have any friends that don't have a very good vocabulary, I wouldn't play it with them either. They might get embarrassed about how poor their vocabulary is. So just some things to keep in mind.
Good pick. Great game.
All right. So what I had for my number 3 actually was what Tim just had for his number 4. Yes. So agreed that was a great pick, except I think it deserves to go in this spot.
Like it.
So it's Growl, as Tim said, but I think you better just be careful with this one, because you go into a group, you go into playing this game with a group of friends, and all's well and good when you meet up for game night, but at the end of the night, you don't know if you're gonna walk away thinking that someone wants to kill you or bite you and turn you into a werewolf, and you don't know who to trust anymore. So you better watch out with that game, because you might just walk out being the most paranoid and nervous that you've ever been in your life, and you may never want to see any of the friends that you've played it with again. Or you might want to, on the flip side, you might want to go flip around and kill all your friends.
Oh, sounds traumatic.
Yeah,
I could see it being problematic for maybe people that have split personalities. They're trying to act like they're one thing, but when they're actually something else. I would be very cautious of playing it with people like that. Not that makes his pick better than mine. It's just a cautionary tale.
That's a great point.
So like Mike, I also went mainstream because I feel like mainstream mass market game, it's a little safer, but you may be triggered by some of the things you see. So there's a lot of pressure because it's a time situation. You don't know how long the timer is. That's because catchphrase is like hot potato with words. And so you've got this disc and you hear that timer beep, beep, beep. And you could say anything on that disc other than like rhymes with, and you just can't say the word. And I've seen very happy couples become very unhappy with each other based on this game. I have seen, objects thrown, hurled even, into players' laps, chests, anything. So, I mean, if you have an aversion to UFOs, IFOs, identified flying objects, because you would know what it is, anything like that, the stress, like Mike said, you might freeze up trying to think of like what the word is. Maybe we've even had it where somebody's like, I don't really know if I know what this is. And it's like, do your best. But yeah, it can be very traumatic. And if you're not ready for it, you're not wearing the proper PPE, perhaps maybe you should wear like a face shield. I would just be worried because if somebody got hit in the face, maybe you're just always be afraid of that, teal, blue and gray, circular, game piece just flying at you, or that timer going off and, so that's
nice. It's a good pick.
It's a legit concern.
All legitimate concerns. I just think we ban all these games. We don't want anybody getting their feelings hurt.
There we go. Yeah, that's
the reasonable solution.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a solution. Yeah. Ooh, Aaron, you get to pick the next modifier.
Next modifier? All right. Should well, should we word our solutions like we're reading it from a sacred text?
Oh, we can.
Oh, wow.
Or is that a bit of a stretch for this, you think?
I can go get my sacred textbook. I'll be ready.
Wow.
I can do it.
Okay. Yeah, I can do this.
Mm-hmm.
Bit of a curveball on this one.
As he goes up and down his top party game list, he finds himself right on the number 2. It is then that he realized he must say the word telestrations. This telestrations, a game that supports anywhere from 6 to 12, depending on the version that you have. A game that can bring 6 to 12 individuals together to harness the power of their drawing creativity. But see, it's not just the creativity. It's not just how well you can draw. Sometimes it is also how bad can you draw. Because not only will you draw, you will pass your drawing around the table, and people will guess what that drawing is. And then other people will draw things based off of those guesses that could be wrong. But after everybody else at the table has had a chance to guess or draw, you get your book back. And that is then when you do the grand reveal, which is the best part of the game. You get to show everybody what your word was, and you get to see everybody's horrible drawings and point and laugh at them for eternity for their terrible drawings. Accurate. It is only then, and then only, that you have come full circle with what Telestrations can do for your game.
Nice.
I don't know how to read a sacred text.
I think you did great. I think that was perfect.
I will say you did your best. I'm just messing with you.
And your best was pretty damn good. I think I would give it an A.
I love it. I'm so happy I get that reference now.
Yeah. It's going to happen way too much, and it's going to wear on you more and more every time.
I'll live.
Yeah. Excellent. For my number 2, brothers, sisters, we gather here today to discuss the majesty of the following game. On the first day, all words were available for all to use across humanity with absolute freedom. Before, on the second day, certain words hath been removed from half of humanity's optional vocabulary, while the other half of the words were removed from the other half of humanity's vocabulary, approximately. And then, on the third day, the Lord doth say, let's just throw in a word, too, where if someone says it, it kills them.
Well.
And then on the fourth day, the Lord said, you know what? Let's not have humans speak to each other clearly and plainly. Let's have them have to guess which words from their selections and vocabularies they can use, and try to ascertain which words their tribe mates are referring to by saying a singular other word and then a number, because that is exactly what communication should look like. I have done a poor job of explaining code names.
I thought you were talking about code names.
I was like, is he talking about Time's Up, Title Recall? Because like there's different rounds of Time's Up where you could say less and less and less.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh, Codenames is great. Love it.
Yeah. No, and thus the Lord hath made communication unnecessarily difficult, and yet somehow far more fun. I shall get a shrubbery. Yes, I owe you all a shrubbery.
All right. Well, it's funny that he went there because I'm definitely about to get all Python on you.
Ready for it.
Brother Maynard, please consult the Book of Board Games, Volume 7. All right. So the game that shall be played at number 2 services not 1, not 10, but anywhere between 2 and 9 players. And this game shall be called Ready, Set, Bet. You shall bet in either real time using an app, or perhaps one of the participants will be rolling the dice and calling out the horses that move. Either way, The betting shall be done in a timely matter, not slovenly, but timely. And then, after not 2, not 4, but 3 races.
5?
3 is, or 5 is right out.
Oh.
After the 3rd race, the player with the most blessings and the most gold, who has been the greatest better, shall win the game. Thus it is written, and thus it shall be. The end. Not my best, but that was okay.
Wow, I can't believe they have 5 races.
Yeah, ready, set, bet. 3, sir.
5 races.
Ready, set, bet. Super fun.
Nice.
Great party game. And yeah, plays up to 9. You can use the app. We cast it to Mike's TV. I think last time I played it, we cast it to Mike's TV. And there's just a bunch of adults yelling at digital horses, slowly moving across those tracks. Wild game. Super fun.
Sweet.
It is wild.
That's another one I've never played.
We almost played it.
Things.
We almost played it on Saturday.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it came up, and then I think by the time we probably would have played it, everybody was getting tired. Like I was tired, you were tired, everybody was getting tired.
Yeah.
So it just kind of saved us from ourselves, I think, at some point.
Fair enough.
Do you want to do the last one, or do you want me to provide the last one? I did draw one.
Oh, go for it. Yeah.
This should be easier, maybe, but
Sure.
still fun.
Yeah, I feel like I kind of screwed us all over on the last one. So
No, not at all. Not at all. I had it in the list of ones I could draw because I picked some out that wouldn't work. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Like for the setting.
Yeah.
So how about we can only speak in questions?
You think so?
Oh boy.
Can we do that?
Question mark?
What do y'all think about this card?
I love it. I mean, do I love it?
Should I be thinking about this card? Am I supposed to have crossover with my number 1?
I feel like that was a good save.
Would you believe that I was literally talking to Christina about this card last night?
Were you actually thinking of removing it?
I mean, do you think that might be worth considering?
Not. I would not. I mean, why would you even consider that?
Depends. What was being said about the card?
Well, does it make sense to you guys to maybe shelve this conversation for a later time and we can talk about it more seriously and stay focused on our number 1 for maybe the purposes here?
Did Aaron
depends
turn
how
into the
quickly-
project manager?
It depends. How quickly do you want to get through this list?
Oh, how much time do you guys have tonight?
5 minutes.
Is that all?
No.
So how badly do I want a crossover? Well, I guess if we're talking about the greatest party game ever, it shouldn't matter, shall it?
Would you believe that I also had a crossover?
I'm not going to change my number 1 pick, and that is why. Are you ready? Get set. Are you going to bet? Because you should in Ready, Set, Bet. Assuming you were playing Ready, Set, Bet. But if you were, I would say get ready and then place your bets. It's ridiculous. I mean, who doesn't love shouting at digital horses that are basically being controlled by an app that's rolling 2d6s? Like, how ridiculous is that? I mean, but it really is that fun. And if it wouldn't, you wouldn't have everybody shouting at the TV every time you play it. It's just ridiculous. I mean, does it help that it's also designed by my favorite designer?
John D. Clare?
I declare that this is my number one party game. And anybody who says otherwise can be a naysayer. They wish. But it's currently on Kickstarter. They have made a deluxe version of this game. So who wouldn't love a bigger version of this game? You know, who wouldn't want to pay like 3 times as much money? But it really is on Kickstarter currently, the deluxe version. They made it bigger, more chunky bits. Who doesn't love bigger horses? Yeah, I don't know anybody. I mean, maybe if you didn't have room for them, I get it then. I'm running out of questions.
I was just going to let you keep digging a hole. You could have stopped a while ago. I mean,
what hole? I see no hole.
All right, am I up?
Are you?
You're not wrong, Wayne.
Are you ready?
Are you ready?
Am I?
I'm Ron Burgundy.
Do you guys remember at Gen Con last year when we stayed up till like 3 a.m. in the convention hall? Do you remember what game we were playing that night and how it was also Mike's number 2?
Do you guys remember Mike's number 2?
Would y'all believe that I was talking about Telestrations? A game where isn't it appropriate that also in Telestrations you're also asking yourself questions constantly, like, what the heck is this that I'm looking at? And what in the world did my neighbor just draw? And how in the heck am I going to draw this strange assortment of words that was just passed to me from this person to my left? Where else do you arrive at an assortment of a phrase like gender bent Winnie the Pooh will bury you? and why do I remember that months after the fact?
I'm worried about these psychological repercussions you might have just had.
Why wouldn't you be?
Would you say that this game, Telestrations, that particular game of Telestrations, locked us in friendship with you? I think if there was any doubt, I would ask you the question: did Telestrations seal the deal?
Did I feel that there was any doubt before that?
Woo, fair question. All right. I feel like Aaron just turned that question, like a girlfriend turns that question around. Well, what were you thinking before? Oh no, I didn't feel it like that.
Oh, no, did I mean to put that on you, or did I have asked that to myself?
Oh, fair enough. I don't know.
Would you believe that I was asking myself as opposed to asking you?
I mean, would you believe that this person is clueless right here?
Are you?
Would you believe that I was disappointed there were 13 of us and only 12 can play? You know what's funny is I remember we were walking around looking for a place to play. And I hear Andrew basically saying he doesn't want to play. And I'm like, I'm counting. I'm like, there's 13 people, 12 boards. 13 people, 12 boards. Somebody is not going to play. Is it going to be Andrew? He's already complaining about the game. He's never played the game. Okay, this will work. And then everybody got a board but me.
Oh.
I was like, good night. Now, if it was earlier in the day, I just would have waited. I would have just sit in the rotation, wait until the game finishes, and hop in. Tag, I'm in. No, I think that was like my busiest day at Gen Con, and I said I was asleep. I was asleep.
Yeah, that was
unfortunately
sleeveless Andrew. Yeah, and it was also 3 a.m, Mike. Nobody's mad at you. But that game was crazy. That game was absolutely insane.
Yeah. Because I'm gonna stop speaking in questions for a moment because I want to be sincere about this and not have any of the
goofiness
question around that. But yeah, like that legitimately, I think I've said it before, but I'll say it again. Like I have not laughed that hard, like maybe ever before then or since. Like I legitimately like almost threw up from laughing. So yeah. That was so much fun. And I mean, I think that's why I've got this game at in the number one spot on my list, is that it just so happened that the one time that I played it was with all of you guys who are in absolute riot and with all of my friends who are also in absolute riot.
Yes, they are.
It was, and just the perfect mix of actually like great artists within the group, and then maybe not quite as practiced artists also in the group.
100%.
Along with just the chaos of like some of the people and how they interpreted some of those drawings was just the perfect storm. And I have not come close to any kind of experience since then.
Well, and it was really late. We're all a little slap happy,
True.
So like everything is getting like everybody's just kind of just going nuts with it, right? And it was really fun to just have that unfiltered experience with you guys. And it was like, well, because I kind of was like thinking to like talking to Bob about it, and I'm like, well, they either will want to hang out with us all the time or we will never see them again.
That was amazing. And I don't remember a single person in our group who didn't feel similarly about that night. That was so much fun.
Yeah, no, your crew was amazing and super fun. And again, right, kind of like Saturday, it's just really wonderful when you can get like two groups together. We all have mutual interests and everything, but we get two groups together and it's just like you're hanging out with people you've known for 100 years, and everybody just fits right in. Everybody's very comfortable, very quick. And
yeah, after the horrors that we witnessed together in that Telestrations game, what can drive us apart?
Yeah. Did you know that there is an adult version?
We were playing the adult version. We were playing Bob's After Dark. So
I remember seeing some pictures in the Discord at one point.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
I do remember.
Yeah.
He has returned. I have a dog that likes to chew on plastic.
My number one, which I must present as if it were a question.
He was about to be reading some historic text, and then he converted it.
I know, right? Like, where were we at again? Let me ask you guys a question.
Oh.
Yes.
What is more fun than sitting at a table with your friends, looking them in the eyes and hating them so much because they are going to point to the exact same tile you are? What, I ask you, is more fun than playing Ahoy Kitten with a full group, even with more players than the game originally intended? What is more fun than going 3, 2, 1 and then swearing because the tile you thought for sure nobody was going to point to was pointed to by 3 other people? Ahoy Kitten, because of all these things, it seems like it must be my number one. I mean, why wouldn't it be my number one? It's the game I do not shut up about and have not since we got it and have been playing it. So why wouldn't it be my number one?
Why wouldn't it be?
Party game. Yeah, 100% love this game to the moon and back. This is like one of the easiest games to teach and to play.
Yeah,
I do I do enjoy heavier games. Like Ostia is right now like kind of my game of the year right now. Like I love that game. It's got a really cool Mancala effect, blah, blah, blah. Not a party game, not a lightweight game, not a, oh, hey, let's all chit chat and like, let's catch up and BS kind of game. No. That's like we're all going to sit down and think. But man, Ahoy Kitten is just so much fun. We never play just one round. We always play at least two, if not more. It's so easy to teach. And everybody I know, like, wants to get it after we play it, right? Mm-hmm. Like, that's always a good sign.
Can attest to that, yeah.
And so, yeah, that's my number one party game. Why not? I had Telestrations on my list. I crossed it off because I didn't want to cross over with both you and Mike because I figured.
Gotcha.
But I thought for sure Mike was going to have Ahoy Kitten as his number one.
Oh, okay.
Oh, maybe he doesn't see it as a party game, but
I wasn't sure if it qualified. But if it counts, I'm happy to say that it counts for sure.
I intentionally left it off because I knew Tim would talk about
it. Yeah, you know.
There you go. You guys know each other so well.
I just love this game so much. And
valid.
It's, yeah. Again, there's something about like all of the games, right? All of our games on this whole list. And we did go through the list pretty fast. That's pretty good. But everybody's games on their list, they're all so awesome because they're so accessible and you can really, keeping psychological repercussions in mind. I mean, you can really play them with anybody. And these are great games for the hobby because they bring people into the hobby, and get them like people more interested in the hobby, especially people that, may be a little reluctant. Like, I have literally one of my very good friends, one of his kids starting to get into board games and they were asking me some questions and they're like, oh yeah, well, we bought one and we opened up the rule book and we were like, no. And I mean, it was like, just like a game they got at Target. It wasn't even like it was like for us may not have seemed like a very complex game. We probably, based on games we've played, we'd probably be able to figure it out relatively quickly and play it. But just even having a rule book that's like more than 3 pages, might seem a little daunting to non-gamers, right? And so Ahoy Kitten, Telestrations, Ready, Set, Bet. Some of these games are so easy to play that it's like those people will feel comfortable. And then they might be open to learning some other games, which is why I love the hobby and love these games for the hobby. That's all right. I'm off my soapbox.
No, to keep Ahoy Kittens on the soapbox for a moment, if that's how that works. Yeah, that was one of the games that y'all taught me this weekend. Or I think our whole group had never played it before. And right. Yeah, like you said, very easy to learn, very quick to teach. And we played the first round. We were like, yeah, we got to play another one. We played the second round. I think we were gonna someone thought we were playing a third as well. Maybe.
Oh yeah, maybe.
And it was like, I don't know. I like there. It definitely does have this energy of just like, oh yeah, we could just like pick this up and go again real quick, or like you could like. It seems like such a good game for either. Oh, like let's do this for like hours. Or yeah. Or as like let's just get a game of Ahoy Kitten together until everyone shows up and then we play like the actual game that we're playing.
Right.
It's so quick and easy, and you're right. It's as everyone's been saying, it's so much more fun than it has any right to be.
Yeah. Well, and like there's games like that where, like, I'm not gonna lie, when I put it out on the table and we're all getting ready to play and I'm playing with people that haven't played it before, I'm like, oh, please let them love this game because I love it so much.
Yeah.
And it looked like everybody had a really good time. Everybody's getting worked up, because you're pointing to the tiles. There's that tension, building of like, oh, do I cover my tile now? There's a little bit of like press your luck in there and everything. And
yep.
So yeah, just super, super fun. And I love it. Fairy Tale Campaign Trail definitely would have been on my list though, if the game were out. Cause God damn it, that game's fun.
We could,
much appreciated.
We could talk about some honorable mentions if you'd like.
Oh yeah. Oh no.
Oh no! I did not come that prepared.
Thanks, Nix. 8 watching, 7 likes. Who's holding out?
Yeah. Good question. I did have Cash and Guns as an honorable mention. That one's hilarious. Any excuse you have to point foam guns at people, I'll take it.
Yeah, Art, have you played Cash and Guns?
No, I have not.
So yeah, basically what you're doing is everybody's trying to split the loot. So there's like all these different loots, like different kinds of loot out there, right? And so everybody's got a gun, and you got to also pick a bullet card. So it could be a bang or it could be a blank. So blank isn't going to do any damage. And so if you decide to stay up, you're going to go 1, 2, 3, and everybody's going to point at their guns at somebody. And then if that person ducks, nothing happens to them, but they don't get any of the loot. If you decide to stay up, as long as you don't get shot, you can get a piece of the loot. But if you get shot, you take a wound. I think it's like 3 wounds and you're dead, right, Mike? Something like that.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to like step on what you were going to say. I just wanted to like hit Cash and Guns a little deeper before we moved on. But yeah, Cash and Guns, super fun. Again, kind of that tension of who's going to point at who. Is it a blank? Is it a bullet? You know, things like that. So anyways, Mike, I'm sorry. Please continue with your honorable mentions.
Foam guns. That's all that matters.
Foam guns, baby.
Green team wins is always pretty fun.
Oh, that's so good.
It's basically just like it's an either or question that everybody gets asked, and you're going to answer, and you want to be on the side that the most people chose. So you're trying to pick answers that other people are going to pick, basically, and you get more points if you pick the answer that the majority of people picked. You're on the green team when that happens, and green team gets extra points. If you're already on the green team and you get a correct answer that the other people get, you get even more points because you were already on the green team. So you just try to stay on the green team and figure out what other people are answering. You know, I didn't put Decrypto because I didn't think it was party enough. It's fun. I love it. It's an amazing game. Yeah, how are we done in an hour? How did that happen?
Because we were on track.
Because we were on track, or because I picked modifier cards that made us not want to talk for all that long.
I mean, I don't think that that's necessarily a bad thing for everybody either. Last week, I went to like 1 a.m. So, and it's because I didn't have Mike falling asleep over there while I was running on too long, and me going, "Oh, I guess I probably shouldn't talk so much."
That's true.
Me can only talk like caveman for less than 10 minutes.
Mike is very good at talking like a caveman. He's actually one of the best. Many have tried, but no one is like him. His caveman, so strong.
You have the best caveman voice ever.
His caveman, discover fire.
All right, I got another one. It is called Chameleon. You can easily get this at big box stores, actually. You'll be able to easily find this one at Walmart or Target sometimes. And Chameleon, actually, I'm amazed that it is not the same designer and it is not a re-implementation of Spyfall, because Spyfall gave you like this location map, and there's like 20 different locations, and you have to ask somebody a question and they need to answer as if they are in that location. Mm-hmm. So say we're in a submarine and I say something like, "Hey, Tim, what do you see outside?" If he says something like, "Oh, I see the birds and the bees," I'd be like, "Oh, Tim doesn't know where we are." So one person is the spy. They don't know what the location is. So they're trying to listen to other people's questions and answers to figure out the location. So when someone asks them a question, they don't sound like an idiot and say, "Oh, yeah, I see birds flying outside." No, you moron. We're in a submarine, you idiot. So what the thing is that it can be very difficult, as we've learned, to ask a question every time somebody like presents you this information. You have to answer it and then ask someone else another question, and it can be difficult to do. So what they did with Chameleon is they separate things into just categories. Like it could be movies, or it could be TV shows, or popular sports. And all you have to do is just say a one-word clue. That's it. So that's so much easier for newer people to get into than presenting this question that also has to tie in a location. It's so much easier if the category is sports, for someone to just go ball, and then everybody can go, no, that's way too obvious. You have to be the Chameleon, right? So the Chameleon goes much, much quicker also. A round of Chameleon can play in like 5 minutes. So everybody goes around the table and says one word, and then everybody discusses who they think the Chameleon is. If the Chameleon does not get exposed, he gets points, but he also gets the opportunity to guess what the correct answer is. And if he does that, he gets even more points.
And that's the similarity with Spyfall. That's the similarity with Spyfall. Is that you can't be too obvious with your answers, because in Spyfall, if the spy guesses the location of the rebel base, which is what I want to say every time, then they win. I own Chameleon, have not played it, Mike, but it sounds super cool, and it actually sounds easier to teach and a little more accessible than Spyfall. And I'm glad you just kind of reaffirmed that. So now I really want to play Chameleon even more.
Yeah, that one sounds. I also have not played that one, but it sounds like a lot of fun.
It goes pretty quick. You get a lot of finger pointing going in that one.
I really enjoy the game Insider. Have you played the Insider, Mike?
No.
So there's basically, you sit in a group, like a circle of people, and one person knows the word, okay? And they're going to answer questions, like yes or no questions, basically about the word from everybody else. The thing is, one of the other people is the insider, and they know the word also, but they can't let everybody else know that they know the word. And the person who is supposed to know the word and everybody knows the word doesn't know who the insider is. Basically everybody's going around, you go like, is it bigger than a bread box, right? Yes or no? No. Okay. So then the insider is trying to help everybody guess what it is, but not get found out. So at the end, everybody's going to guess what they think it is. Like everybody as a group will decide, we think it is a DeLorean, and then it's like, yep, it's a DeLorean. Well, who is the insider? Well, I think it was Mike. His clues were way too good. And everybody argues back and forth. We all vote. Mike's the insider. And then Mike goes, you know what? I was not the insider. It was actually Aaron. So then Aaron would win because they didn't find him out. Super fun game. Comes in a tiny little box. It's got like long, like almost like
it's an stick game.
Yeah, a stick of gum size cards. Like they're real small. Maybe a little bit bigger than a stick of gum, but still, you get the idea. Anyway, super fun game. I don't own this game. My sister does, but man, I'd buy this game in a heartbeat if I saw it out in the wild. Love this game.
This actually sounds a lot like Werewords. It sounds like 20 questions.
Basically. Yeah, kind of. But somebody else knows the answer.
Yeah. So Werewords does a thing where you've got a mayor who knows the answer, and he's trying to, of course, help his team figure out the answer without getting pinpointed by the werewolf. The werewolf also knows the answer, but they're trying to get the team to get it wrong, but they don't want to be obvious so that people know who the werewolf is.
Got it.
So you have one person trying to help, one person trying to hurt, don't get caught, figure out the word. And you're asking those questions. Hey, is it bigger than a bicycle?
I was really, 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 really interested in Werewords. And then I heard from a couple of people whose opinions I respect about games that were like, about it. So I was kind of disappointed because I really did want to, like, conceptually, Werewords sounds very cool. But I know I like the Insider, I guess. So
It's not bad to try out, but it's also something you can easily like print and play. Like you can literally just play Werewords without owning the game.
Right.
You could just play 20 questions and have one person work against and one person with. It's, I don't know. I played it at Origins years ago and then never played it again. We played it like 5-6 times in a row. Yeah.
There we go. So there's Wayne. There's another person who I know Wayne from the show, but I've talked to Wayne and I feel like he's got pretty decent gauge on games. But Wayne, have you played The Insider? And if you have, what are your thoughts on that? Or Chameleon, for that matter. I kind of like the social deduction games like that, though, that don't always rely on like everybody close your eyes, somebody point, well, I heard Orange shifting in his chair. I think it was him, kind of thing. It's fine. Like that game was fine for me 20 years ago, even 10, 15 years ago. But now I've played so many more games that it just doesn't scratch the itch the same way, so.
To me, these kind of remind me of like a similar kind of vibe to like what Deception, Murder in Hong Kong.
Oh yeah, but I love that game.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah. But for me, like that, I think what sounds cool to me is that this sounds like sort of a party game scale version of it, which kind of appeals to me because sometimes I'm not really feeling all the setup and all the
Deception's a process.
Yeah,
it is a process for sure.
Yeah, so like I think I'd be interested to see, kind of what that looks like. Just sort of having it at that smaller scale where it seems like a bit more quick to play and
not as much rules overhead. What's up, Evan? Yeah, and again, right? I think that's a key with like party games. Like not every board game, especially now, and especially like hobby level board games, are you going to be able to explain the rules in like 5 minutes? Like there's so many games that there's a very involved teach and all of this stuff. But like party games, I do kind of feel like the teach needs to be like that.
Yep. And
everybody should be able to, at least within like a practice round, be able to kind of grasp what we're supposed to be doing, So like we might have told you at the beginning, teaching Ahoy Kitten, hey, we're going to do this. Or even with Growl, for example, this is what's happening. But after it goes around a few times, you're like, oh, okay. I have a much better idea of like what is going on. And by the end of those kind of games, you really do know what's going on. The teach is relatively quick. And again, not too hard to re-rack, set up, blah, 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 kind of go again. Deception, Murder in Hong Kong, I love it. But there's a little bit more setup. You really need to have a good, what is it? Forensic scientist, whatever, like person giving you the clues.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because if you get bad clues,
Yeah, but sometimes that's also completely luck of the draw.
Oh, that's the other thing. True. Is it kind of takes it out of your hands. What's up, Andrew? Good to see you, man. So yeah, they definitely it's just sort of like, I guess Deception's like a one step up in complexity, and sort of involvement. Because it also, in my opinion, takes longer, right, than most of the games on our list. Most of the games on our list are pretty fast, and don't have to take very long. Unless you're playing a 13-player game of Telestrations at 3 in the morning.
Yeah, we turned that party game into, I don't even know what it becomes. What did we lengthen it into?
I just turned into a party.
It became a festival game. Yeah,
it did. It did. It became a 3-day rock festival.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was wild. Mike, any other honorable mentions for you? You had Chameleon. You had.
Yeah, I think the one that was closest to actually making the list was Blank Slate.
Dude, got it written down.
So basically how blank slate works, Aaron, is that you've got like it uses compound words, but it puts a blank in. So let's just say you go blank head, and then everybody has to write down what they would put in that blank, and then you were trying to match with other people. It's hilarious.
I wrote cup.
Being a lot of
Anybody else write cup? Who wrote cup? And you get more points if you match with just one person. So if you match with just one person, you get 2 points. But if you match with multiple people, everybody that matches with you gets 1 point. Yeah, it's a brilliant game. It's super good. It's very easy to teach. Evan wrote butthead. We could have matched there as well.
Yeah,
Fiddlehead.
I put gumball.
Gumball head because of your beer. I just did Cuphead because of the cartoon, but or the video game, I guess. It's a video game. Screwhead. Yeah, I could have done Screwhead because I like the Clash. Bedhead. There we go. Shithead.
Yes, that also applies.
Horsehead. Yeah, any of those things.
There's one I thought of, but I could barely remember how it plays, and it was Doodle Dash.
Oh, Doodle Dash is super fun, where you got the one person. What is it? There's one person that's got a guess, and everybody else is got the word, and they're trying to draw the thing as fast as they can. Well, the first person that decides that they're done grabs a timer. Right? They grab a thing and says they're done. They get extra points if their guess gets picked. And then everybody else, then the next person that finishes starts rolling a die. And then when it hits like the stop, they've got to stop. And so then what happens is the person that finishes first shows their picture to the guesser, and they get a chance to guess. And if they guess based on that picture, so many points. Then it will go to everybody else, and then they get to look at all the other pictures. And then Doodle Dash is sort of like a win, lose, or draw kind of thing, but competitive, like solo play, where win, lose, or draw tends to be with teams.
I think what makes it so fun is just the simple fact that it's timed.
Yeah,
you can't just sit there and map out this super intricate drawing. You only have so much time, and the resulting drawing of being restricted with time makes for some hilarity every time.
It does. It's pretty good. I'll throw out, everybody knows Just One. I would hope Just One is a great party game. I wouldn't say that it's run its course. I just don't always grab it anymore because we played it so much, and I try to play some other things sometimes just to show people. Or you've played Just One, right? Have you not?
I actually don't think I have. No.
Oh, Just One's really good. So one person is going to pick a number basically off of a card, and that number is going to have a word that everybody else is going to see. All the other players are going to write one word on a little dry erase board.
Wait, I'm sorry. We've played this.
I thought we might have played this together.
Yeah, you're totally right. I totally forgot what it was called. Yeah.
No, but then, yeah, matching clues eliminate each other, and so you're just left with the words that don't match to then try to guess the clue. It is truly a genius idea for a game. It is super fun. I don't know that I've ever played it properly because we usually just play until we're done. We like, it's a wonderful end of the night game. I can't tell you how many times like we've been at Spencer's and like Dan is, Dan's like, oh, let's play Just One. And then after a while, like people are like, okay, well, I'm going to go, and everybody else just keeps playing Just One until finally there's not enough people to keep playing. Yeah, super good. Like Mike said, blank slate. Platypus is a super fun word game where you've got all of these words, and one person is giving clues to try to get everybody to eliminate other words, and so they just can't eliminate the one word that the person has picked, and so you're kind of eliminating and you're getting nervous. It's similar to like code names where you're like, okay, it's not this, right? You know what I mean? You're eliminating things to try to get people to, or you're trying to key people into where you're trying to get to. It's also kind of like The Usual Suspects. Man, that's a dangerous game though, or Unusual Suspects, I guess is what it's called. And that is a game where you've got pictures, these cards with pictures on everybody. And there's one card that is selected based on like what you draw. And then nobody else sees that card. And then you're going to draw questions. And they're like, has this person cheated on their wife? And you're like, oh no. And so you say yes or no. And then everybody's going to debate and eliminate as many cards. And as long as they don't eliminate that one card that you picked, I would love to play this. This would be terrible to do, but I would love to play this with like a high school yearbook. Where it's real people. That way you really get in trouble. But no, that game is pretty fun. Sheriff of Nottingham, one of my favorites. There's a little more rules teachy to that, which is why I left it off my list. Have you played Sheriff of Nottingham, Aaron?
No, but I think I've heard about it probably from
it very well could have been.
Yeah. Yeah, it's another one that I haven't gotten around to yet. Yeah.
So where you're bluffing or telling the truth with the goods you're bringing in to Nottingham, and somebody's playing the sheriff, and they're going to choose whether or not they inspect your bags. Bribes are allowed, all kinds of things. And again, this is kind of a game where we all get into character, and it's like, oh, what's all this then? What you got in there? And we all just play it up and go over the top. And
it's just a measly 4 apples.
Oh, apples? Well, surely it's worth 5 gold to get these apples through. And then, you know what I mean?
Apples, sire, let me through.
I don't know what just happened.
Hey, that guy just stole my apples.
Exactly. And then you could even go, you know what? I'll pay you 5 coins to open it. To open his bag, so everybody gets into it, into the game, and it's really wild. It can get a little rowdy, super fun. So Sheriff of Nottingham, but again, it's sort of like that next level, takes a little bit longer to teach. So I kind of left it off the list. And then a game that I just played for the first time on Friday, but I enjoyed it quite a bit. Even though it's ridiculous, and I don't think anybody's heard of it. I think I was telling you about it a little bit on Saturday, or Sunday. But Business Walrus. So in Business Walrus, we are all walrus businessmen, and you have 2 decks of cards. One of the decks is what we want. This is a want. I want the newest and latest fashionable thing. And then everybody's got like solution cards, to use the fairy tale campaign trail example. And so you've got to pitch your idea using that solution card. And then there's a modifier deck. But the modifier either goes to one person. So the person who's the judge will give that modifier to one person, or maybe they give it to everybody. And it depends. It tells you on the card whether it applies to everyone or just one person. And this game got really rowdy and weird and super fun with some friends that don't normally play like board games, but they'll play party games. And it just went off the walls. And my favorite card was that I had to rip off an already existing thing for my presentation. But what I chose to do was just rip off the person who went before me.
That's amazing.
Because I think the spirit of the card is like you just like describe an iPhone, you know what I mean, or something that already exists that everybody knows.
Yeah.
But like literally, I was like, I just request not to go first, and then I just changed like 3 words and went like way hard on my own product, which is very unique and only like itself. And it has similar attributes to things that I really enjoy in Fairy Tale Campaign Trail, where like you could just dive in as hard as you want, you know what I mean, and go bananas with it. And so, but this one is all just presenting business ideas, and for some reason you're walruses. But it was pretty fun. I don't know. I feel like the name and I think the name throws people off, right? Like I don't get what this is. I don't understand it. And like my buddy bought it at Target to have as like a party game, and for 3 years it's been trying to get people to play this game. And so finally I was like, all right, man, let's just play Business Walrus. And he's like, what, really? I was like, yeah, why not? Like, let's do it. Like you've been trying to play this game forever. And we played it, we had fun. But you know, again, I think the walrus theme, the theme of it throws people off a little bit. It probably hurts it. But I think what they were trying to do is just go like too absurd, maybe. Yeah. But
I can definitely be one who's guilty of leaning too into the absurd when it comes to some things. So yeah, I can see both the appeal of just like the randomness of like a walrus. I don't know why, for some reason, like a walrus in like a monocle and a top hat and a suit, that does feel weirdly right to me. I don't know why. Like a monopolizing walrus. I can't really explain it, but
well, it's because they got the bushy mustache too.
Oh, you're right. You're right. That's 100% it.
Lends itself to that.
Yeah, that's good call.
I think of the one on Alice in Wonderland, the Disney version, immediately.
Yes.
Oh.
But again, a scammer, right? I mean, they were told he was a confidence man.
He was. Yeah, he was.
That's a good point.
But anyways, yeah, I mean, for me, because Aaron, you and I have like a really weird Venn diagram of like overlapping interests, and a lot of that goes into some of the weird abstract stuff.
Yeah, the really weird Venn diagram that's what's in the middle of it is really weird.
Yeah,
that's what the middle. That's what the intersecting region is called.
Where everybody else is like, well, we like them, and they're kind of weird, you know, like kind of thing. You know, it's part of our charm, and also like our mystery, because nobody really wants to know like what's going on.
Yeah, that seems about right.
But yeah, Business Walrus. I feel like I just played it. If anything, a nod to my buddy who is definitely not watching, but would appreciate that I talked about it. 5-minute mystery predominantly features a monocled and mustachioed walrus.
Okay.
I was gonna actually mention one of the 5-minute games. You could use any of them. The only one I've actually played is 5-minute Marvel.
That's the one I played.
It's a speed set collecting game. So you've each got cards, and you're trying to match specific sets that allows you to like work your way through this deck.
You got to get through a whole deck.
Yeah, as fast within these 5 minutes.
How much time do you have?
Who, me?
Yeah, no, to get through the whole deck.
5 minutes.
Oh, they should name it, like they should put that in the title so that everybody knows.
Yeah, that's actually very true. It's really strange why they called it 5-minute mystery. It's a mystery why anybody would call it.
I am such an idiot. I, for some reason, could swear you said, Aaron, how much time do you have? And I was like, what?
Right now.
I'm so sorry. I don't know. I was.
He's only got 5 more minutes. He's tired of the horrible accent.
Yeah, I'm about to die in 4 minutes and 50 seconds.
It got real dark real quick. Well, yeah, I'm sorry we're wasting it.
No, hey, listen. It's a great place to be.
But, you know, like the other thing, and I'll say this for sure, is, you know, being a hobby board gamer, like, you know, and maybe more, no offense, Aaron, maybe more than you are. I think Mike and I are we're pretty invested in, you know, like hardcore gamers, and I think I always kind of scoff at the hardcore gamers that like turn their nose up at these party games, because it's like, come on, man, like just have some fun for a little bit.
Yeah.
You know,
I always mention, I mentioned it this weekend, but like gaming for me when I was younger was like, maybe I'd get my parents to play like Monopoly or Categories, or we'd meet family for Thanksgiving and play like Cranium or something. Or we'd play Quelf, which just forces you to do ridiculous things the whole time you play it. I mean, like Cranium will get you to there's parts where you have to like act out clues or like hum songs and stuff like that.
Or sculpt it. You got to use the Play-Doh.
Out of clay, draw it. But Quelf takes that and makes it. It's got trivia, but it's also got like, it's like you're creating inventions and you're acting things out. Sometimes you're miming or even tap dancing. It makes you just do some ridiculous things. And so, yeah, games that like give me that opportunity to just get ridiculous, I just love them. I love these excuses to lie to people, or games that let me be mean to people, or games that let me be ridiculous. I love those things. So I think those games have just as much merit as any game that makes me fry my brain for 3 hours.
100%. I mean, that's why listen, if Fairy Tale Campaign Trail had at least like 3 of those things, it'd be a great game. But you know,
it's what a shame.
I know. Well, again, and we talked about this on camera. We did like the origin story kind of thing, which will be out hopefully soon. But like when London and Christina came by the booth at Origins, and they're like describing the game, and I was just like literally, you know, earmuffs, kids, like, holy shit, this game sounds amazing. Like, sounds bananas and right up our group's alley. And then Mike even pointed this out, is I knew that like Dan and Bob, you know, and even Spencer, like we would all have like this amazing flair for this game, because first of all, we're shameless and we are all hams and love doing like anything we can for a laugh, you know, and even worse when we're all sitting around the table trying to outdo each other with going bigger. I did not realize that I had this Goliath of insanity like lurking on the periphery of the group, because honestly, like Mike was pretty new to the group and we were still kind of getting to know him, and like he's getting to know us. And again, like the great sign, a really good sign for like a fun game, especially a fun party game, is like when you really get to see how people are, you know what I mean? When you, and also like, you know, for me, like I like to gauge where people are with me, how comfortable are they with me, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. And it was very clear very quickly how comfortable Mike was with all of us as he dives in and shows us this side that we had never seen as we started playing this game. And all of this was, he talks about all in like a chat we have like amongst ourselves, but I feel like it's worth bringing up because it was such a good story, Mike. It was such a good story.
I don't even remember what it was that
I remember
you flying in and doing the Great Scott thing. I don't remember what the first like modifier I got to act out was, unfortunately. I gotta say, the one that we did on Saturday, where you get to act like it was your first day on the job.
Oh, right. Right.
I love that one. And I actually got Ira to think that I forgot what the card was.
Yeah.
Because I was reading it again as if it was my first day on the job. That one was fun. I really enjoyed that.
I'm still not over when you whipped out Hikmat.
Nobody has recovered from that.
Oh my god!
Nobody has recovered from that.
That was amazing.
But I mean, again, like that's just like what I love about these kind of games, right? Is it's just everybody goofing around and having a really good time, and you know, being a little silly, and yeah, I don't know. I just really appreciate that and think it's super fun. And you guys, what's funny is that like all of you guys, and I say you guys as in, you know, you and London and Christina, like you seem, I mean, y'all are so smart. You know what I mean? You've all got a lot of knowledge. You're very smart and you seem very normal. And then we sit down to play this game and everybody just, it's just bonkers. And it's like, who are these people that I'm sitting with? And I love it. Though.
Good. Okay. The appearance is
the facade's working.
It. Yeah. Okay. Good to know.
You've maintained the facade. It's working.
Excellent.
So yeah, I just love it. And again, right? Like if you meet Mike, you'd go, oh yeah, he's a pretty nice guy, you know, and he's, you know, he's smart, this and that. And then you sit down and you play a game like Fairy Tale Campaign Trail with them or something, and you're like, what? Like, where did that come from?
Meatwad.
Yeah, and it comes Meatwad. You're like, holy shit, I didn't even know. And I will say though, I don't remember. Was it? Was it Gen Con we rode down together? Yeah, it was Gen Con we rode down together. Mike and I rode to Gen Con together, and Mike and I, like for me, I love car rides with people, anyways, because like it's a really awesome opportunity to just like totally talk and get to know people and hang out and just like really dig deep, right? And so Mike and I were getting to know each other still, you know, even at Gen Con. And I mean, I already considered Mike like a really good friend at that point, but like really like, no, we've got like 3 hours in the car together, like, and it's just us. And we're talking, and I don't remember why or how it came up, but Mike's like, you know, I do a really good Meatwad impression, right? And I'm like, get the fuck out of here. And Mike's like, no, seriously. And Mike just starts doing it. And I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing. This is amazing. So yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's so good.
So if you haven't seen Aqua Teen Hunger Force, everybody should, and then cross-reference with Mike's Meatwad, and you'll be like, oh, Mike, did you work for Did you work for Adult Swim for a few years?
I did. Yes. I think that's part of being an only child. When I was young, I would literally just try to like mimic like voices on cartoons and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I used to do Mater from Cars 2, or from Cars 1 and 2, I guess. I don't know. It was for some reason I had a weird infatuation with Cars 2 at one point because I thought it was hilarious. And yeah, I don't.
Can you do your Mater still?
I don't know. Maybe. Dang gum. Wait. Oh, dang gum pistachio ice cream. That looks delicious.
I feel like I just heard Larry the Cable Guy.
Thank you. Might have lost a little bit. I'm going to have to get back into it. I think I've done a little bit of the too much since then. But
it is so like for me, I used to not like imitate famous people, but I could like replicate people that we just talked, or you know what I mean, like imitate people we just talked to.
Oh yeah.
And like we were down south one time, down in Savannah, Georgia, and we were looking for a particular gravesite. I forget the person's name, but it was from the movie in the Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil. Anyways, there's a character that's buried down in Bonaventure Cemetery, or was originally, and then they got moved because of the movie. But anyway, so we go in, this is a beautiful cemetery right on the Savannah River down in Savannah, Georgia, blah, blah, blah. And it's like weeping willows. It's very picturesque. And my dad pulls up to like the information, thing. And he's like, hey, go out there and ask, if this guy's here. And I go in and I talk to the lady, and she was very nice. And, and she was like, unfortunately, Mr. So-and-so does not have the pleasure of residing here anymore. So I just basically like walked back to the car and I just said word for word with the inflection. And then like from then on, like, again, like anything I do, if it gets a laugh, well, then it's like, well, now I must keep doing this. You know what I mean? Like, and it's just a thing where, you know, I do it to entertain myself. Again, if I make one person laugh, then it's like, you know, here we go. Get my cane out, you know, and start dancing. And but yeah. So obviously these kind of games, I cannot help myself. Nix, it did not turn into Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, even though I do love that movie. And Mike was trying to sell some shower curtain rings as earrings. That's a reference. What? Have you ever seen Planes, Trains, and Automobiles?
If I have, it's been too long ago for me to remember.
Steve Martin, John Candy. That's all I'll say. It's amazing. It's one of the best Thanksgiving movies ever made.
I can't think of too many Thanksgiving movies.
Yeah, well, you know, there's Thanksgiving with the killer turkey, which you might like, Aaron.
Yeah, that sounds like right in that Venn diagram.
Yeah, killer talking turkey.
You know what I actually watched? Was it last night?
Thanksgiving by Eli Roth. The new
2 nights ago
slasher movie about Thanksgiving.
We talked about it recently. I watched Gremlins a couple nights ago.
Oh, so good.
I did.
Just so you know, Nix, those aren't pillows.
I can confirm now that is a Christmas movie.
Chicken police.
Mike, I'm telling you, Gremlins is 1,000,000% a Christmas movie.
It is confirmed from
Listen,
very much a Christmas movie.
Everybody is on and on about Die Hard being their favorite Christmas movie. Gremlins is my favorite Christmas movie. And Gremlins is more of a Christmas movie than Die Hard. I'll die on that hill. Aaron, have you seen Gremlins?
Nope.
It's okay.
Is the next question going to be, have I seen Die Hard?
Nope. And the next question will not also be, have you seen Gremlins 2? Just kidding.
Yeah. I did not see the sequel without the prequel. That's
fair enough.
Fair. Yeah.
Fair enough. Gremlins is awesome. I'm old because it came out like 86. I don't know.
I also just live under a rock. Like there are lots of movies that I should have seen that I just haven't.
It's nice and cozy under the rock.
Listen, Mike lives under the
Aaron.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you.
I hardly watch. I just don't watch a lot of movies. So yeah.
Man, I just watched Killers of the Flower Moon today. Like I'm always watching. I am perpetually watching movies. I can't not watch movies. It's my thing, I guess.
That's fair. That's fair. I feel like there's a part of me that's under a rock with Mike, and the other part of me is that weird part that overlaps with Tim.
Yeah, where we just like the really weird, like Gonzo stuff.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, and that's fine. And then Mike and I have like where we do not overlap with movies, we overlap with sports, which I do not get a lot of in the game hobby. Because just oh shoot, Nix, I'm so sorry. I was 8 years old in 1986. Yeah, 8.
I was 6.
Aaron was negative 14. When were you?
I'm not that young.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you were a 90s baby?
I was, yeah.
Okay.
Yep. 97.
97. Good God. I think that's when I would have graduated high school had I not skipped too much high school to graduate. That's a story for another time. But I didn't have a parent that made me go to school, which is a really bad thing when you're in high school, and thought you were too smart. Oh, I'm smarter than all these people. Wrong. I turned out okay eventually.
Yeah. You made it. Hey,
I made it.
You're here. You're awesome, and
I made it. But no,
kicking ass and taking names.
Well, you know, writing down names of board games, if that's what you mean by taking names.
Yeah,
there you go.
I like this game. I'm an authority.
By kicking ass, I mean making fun of people.
Yeah. That's what I do. And usually it's my very close friends. It's like, oh, go on. What were you saying?
Oh, sorry. You go ahead.
No, I was just going to say it was kind of like when I was talking about like when we were in studio, and I'm like, oh, I love playing this game with my friends and Dan.
Yeah.
Like no wait, Nix, you have kids no, you don't have kids my age. You have kids Aaron's age.
Yeah.
Because my age, you would have started way too early.
So, Tim, speaking of party games, I have a dishonorable mention.
Let's do it.
That is sitting somewhere probably close to you.
Maybe.
So, Tim got a gift, and it's this game called Autocomplete.
Yeah.
Are you saying you want to?
It's so bad as a game. It's so bad.
Okay. Well, now, Mike, I know you weren't asking for it.
I kind of was, though.
But now you're going.
We're sort of just talking about like our abilities as party game players.
Okay, guys.
And it sort of has segued into let's play a bad party game.
All right, let's do a few rounds of this. We won't keep everybody up too long, but maybe for a good half hour or so. Autocomplete, according to the Google, from I don't know, what was it? What did we determine? 2017, 2018?
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. So Aaron's an expert on this.
As much of an expert as anyone could be, I guess.
Correct. Or not. Why do kids fill in the blank? Why do kids fill in the blank? There's 10 answers on the board.
Oh my word. You can just fire off whatever you got, Aaron. I'm not
Jump on the bed.
There's something in the bed, but it's not jumping.
Urinate.
Yes. Why do kids pee the bed? Aaron's on the board.
Dang it.
That is number 4.
That's a good one. That was okay.
Mike?
Wow. Why do kids ask so many questions?
Why do birds? No, that's not one. Suddenly appear. Not ask so many questions. Donnie's in the chat with the ask so many questions. Also, Mike.
I'm covering the chat, so I can't see those chat suggestions.
Well, you asked Donnie's question.
I have also exited the chat, but before I did, I saw one from Nix that seems pretty good.
Is it the pick their noses?
Yeah.
Not on there.
Really?
Really?
Okay.
Go a little darker.
Wow.
Okay.
Donnie is channeling Couch Mike. Donnie, I'm going to warn you. Channeling Couch Mike is a powerful thing, but be careful because it may overtake you and you may find yourself on a couch.
And unable to unbecome Couch Mike.
Yeah, you're going to be on a couch with a Snuggie. There might be a dog licking your face. Next thing you know. Yeah.
How about kill animals?
Ooh,
that's not bad.
Not that dark.
Oh,
but,
okay.
Wow, way to make it weird.
We're in that Venn diagram. Let's go. We did it. No, you're not like super far off, but like you're a little too far.
Okay.
Like, but maybe like that behavior. Maybe
why
somebody.
Are kids mean to animals?
Still dial it back. Maybe leave animals out of it.
Why do kids make fun of other kids?
Well, I'll give it to you. Why do kids bully?
Oh, okay. Nice.
So that's where I was going. And yeah, there you go. There you go. Oh, can I do like a real quick brag real quick? I apologize.
No,
it's just made me think of this. So my wife calls me the other day while I'm at work, and she's like, "Hey, I just got off the phone with the dean of students," and I'm like, "Oh no," at Mallory School, my oldest daughter. And I was like, "Oh, okay. So like, what's happened?" And this is my child that I have no problems with. Like, she's always really good. So I'm like, "What is going on? Why is the dean of students?" Well, what they have done was they wanted to like name her the student of the week because she was nominated by one of her teachers because she is always kind and compassionate and helpful and like helps like new kids or kids that are like having problems. Like she reaches out to them. And I'm like, have we somehow done something right as a parent? Like this isn't like actually what I'm saying to my wife. Like maybe we're actually okay at this. I was so proud of her. Anyways, humble brag on my daughter. She's really. And then we go, like when we get mad at her, maybe like it's not so bad, like the stuff we're dealing with. Like clean your room. Not the worst thing you've got to say to a kid. Anyways,
she sounds like your kid, Tim.
Nah, she's way better than I was for sure. It's probably a result of me overcompensating to make up for how I was as a kid. All right. Any other guesses? So we have bully and we have what was the other one? Oh, pee the bed.
Fidget? Why do kids fidget?
Ooh, no.
Why are kids so hyper?
No. These are I'll give you another one. Why do kids cut themselves? That's the number 2.
Oh, okay.
I know, right? Oh. I don't know that the other ones are as much like self-inflicted violence.
Okay.
Donnie, I can tell you why kids smell so bad is because at least boys don't love taking baths.
True.
Or they poop themselves, depending on what age they are.
Well, sometimes age isn't that much of a factor in that, unfortunately, but we don't have to go there.
Aaron, I learned so much about you every time we meet.
Why are kids hooked on video games?
No, but that's a good question because that is translated to me as an adult. It's carried over.
Why do kids... This one's tough.
Well, they're all bad. I mean, they're all tough. I'll give you another one that you won't guess. Why do kids steal?
Oh. Why do kids hate getting dressed?
Oh, no. Not there. No. There is a why do kids hate blank? Why do kids suddenly appear? Yeah, I'm just never not going to go to that Carpenters song, Donnie. You're right.
Why do kids hate vegetables?
That was me and still do, but not on here. This was me also as a kid. I hated this and I didn't go.
Oh, school.
Yeah. Why did kids hate school? Actually, yeah. I mean, I had all kinds of problems at school. Mostly because I would like get bored with the subject, wasn't interested, and then would read books the whole time. Oh, Donnie, this isn't one of the questions, but I have the answer. It's because they're all Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
That's why kids like pizza.
Oh, I didn't know that was our modifier this round.
Yeah. Are they Ninja Turtles?
Oops, all Ninja Turtles. Yeah.
Oops, all Ninja Turtles. All right, just so we can move past this category, why do kids get lice? Why do kids bite? Why do kids vape?
Why do kids get chicken pox?
Ooh, Mike, you're so close, but go 100 times worse.
Oh, God. Why do kids get hand, foot, mouth? I don't.
No, worse. Terminal.
Even worse? What? Why do kids get cancer?
That is exactly one of them.
Oh, my God.
Why do kids get cancer?
Oh.
And then the last
Aaron,
one is
if there's anything I've learned about this game, it's that you'll learn about how dark humanity is.
Yeah.
Or how stupid they are.
And at this point, I should know, but I'm still shocked every time.
What is the last one, Tim?
Why do kids stutter? But I mean, like, why do kids get cancer? Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. If anyone ever has kids, there are definitely times where you have heard about horrible things that happen to kids, and you're like, has my kid made it past this age? Okay, maybe they're less likely to get whatever seemingly random, disease, illness. You're like, okay, good. We made it past that one. But it only gets worse as they get older.
Gotcha.
Anyways, I love my kids. Wouldn't trade that experience for anything. But it is also, as a fan of horror movies, the most terrifying thing I've ever gone through in my whole life. All right. This is much lighter, hopefully. Where to buy tiny blank? Where do you buy tiny blank? Fill in the blank. What tiny things are we trying to buy?
Hands.
Oh, number 2, Aaron. You're coming out strong. Where do you buy tiny hands? I can tell you where to buy them. Five Below. My daughter bought tiny hands at Five Below. And then really? For a week, everything she was doing was with tiny hands. Like eating, like scratching your face, touching other people's faces. And again, because she is my child, it's because my wife and I laughed at it the first 5 times, and then it just didn't stop. I was so proud as a parent, almost as proud as I was for her getting Student of the Week for being a good citizen.
I'll do a quick shameless plug for one of our friends here, Tim.
Oh,
where do you buy tiny games?
Ooh,
envyborngames.com.
Yes, Confusing Lands right now is out for pre-order. You can also get Defrag, 16 Candies, and Sirens as part of his Tiny Games collection. Look at that. Correct. Boom.
Woo.
We are good friends, Mike.
That was a good one.
There are some in the chat that have been named, so hopefully you all aren't looking at the chat.
Oh, I have totally not paying attention.
Good. Don't pay attention to the chat. And don't
Where can I buy tiny sweaters?
Ooh, no.
Shoes?
No, clothing.
Oh,
well, no. There is an accessory, but not clothing.
Glasses.
No. Which goes
I want tiny.
Well.
Where can I buy tiny cars?
No. Not there.
Where can I buy tiny rings to put on my tiny hands?
Ooh, no, but you're closer.
Oh. Tiny earrings.
Yeah, tiny hoop earrings specifically, but I'm going to give you earrings. So you don't want the big hoop, but you want just like a little hoop.
Why even wear hoop earrings?
You know what's funny is I thought of, that's a whole other story. I won't tell publicly. Anyways, tiny, what else?
Bubbles.
Tiny bubbles. Oh, see, Donnie, a tasteful hoop. Thank you, Donnie.
Okay. How about where can I buy a tiny house?
Yes.
Oh, there you
go. Number 1.
Nice.
Ooh, that's a thing now.
Ho hoops are the big hoops. Tasteful hoops are the small hoops. Thank you, Nix. Thank you, Nix.
That's an important distinction.
Very important. What would you need if you were having like hot chocolate?
Marshmallows?
But
tiny marshmallows?
Correct.
Wow.
Really? Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you for the hint. I never would have gotten there without that.
Oh, there's got to be probably more food-related ones, aren't there?
Well, not a ton.
No.
I will say, Mike, you've traveled a lot. Aaron, how much have you traveled? Have you traveled the United States a lot?
The United States? Yeah, a fair bit.
Okay. But have you traveled the United States and like went out and tried to have some beverages?
Probably not.
Okay. Yeah. Not a dig, just a question. There are certain states where you cannot buy like this in a or they don't pour from this in a restaurant.
Yeah, like the tiny wine bottles or
close. This is not wine. This is.
Oh, you're very specific about.
Not that specific.
No.
Just tiny bottles
of
tiny liquor bottles.
Thank you. There we go.
Oh yeah, those little one shots.
Yeah. So the little 2 ounce bottles in restaurants, at least down in South Carolina, they've got to they just pour that out. They don't have the fifths all lined up. And then you can only get hard liquor at the Red Dot stores. Yeah, weird state. All states have different rules.
I have one.
Aaron, what state are you from? Just rando curiosity.
Oh, like originally or like?
Yeah, or where are you from originally? Yeah, where are you born?
I was born in Santa Barbara, California.
Outrageous.
Yeah, well, I only lived there for like 2-ish years, so I don't remember like any of it.
So tell us everything you remember about it. I'm just kidding.
So done. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, one day.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, that's the whole story. Yeah. So I don't consider myself really from there because.
Yeah, if you didn't grow up there, right, hardly, right?
Yeah, and I mean, my family moved around a lot when I was younger, until about like 5th grade. So, I went like through middle school and high school, all in Utah. So,
okay,
you might say that's where I'm from, but
sure. How was Utah?
It was there were some aspects of it that were really cool, some aspects of it that were really kind of strange. But I'm sure you're gonna get pluses and minuses wherever you go.
For sure.
It was we lived in Park City as well, which is also just like a weird place within kind of the weird place of Utah. Because you get on top of the whole sort of culture around the space, there's also on top of that, like the whole ski town, like every year Sundance happens there. So you get like this weird influx of like celebrities and like your friends are.
So, yeah, you've got like all of this weird outside culture. And then pardon my ignorance, but I imagine a lot of Utah is like very Mormon. So you have a lot of that.
Is. No, you're right.
And so you have that influence. And so what I would, again, pardon my ignorance, but I'm going to assume a lot of very conservative. And then you've got like this very not conservative, influence and, kind of creates some weird combinations of stuff. Kind of how I imagine Portland, Oregon, honestly, where you've got like a lot of really, conservative, stuff going on there, but then also like just a lot of really bizarre, wild ideas.
Yeah, it's kind of funny that you should mention Portland, Oregon. That's where my mom ended up moving after.
Oh, right on.
And lives there now. But yeah, it was kind of surreal because like there were like girls in my class who would like go on beaver hunts, like where they'd talk about how they went and tried to stalk Justin Bieber at his summer home.
Oh,
stuff like this. And it's like,
I thought you said beaver hunt.
No, beaver.
And I thought,
that's what I heard.
And I thought maybe they were like exploring their sexuality, but no, they went on a Bieber hunt and they were still exploring their sexuality.
Yeah, that's the one consistency.
Wow.
Yeah. It was kind of surreal how like there were just certain things about that, and like the people living there, like things that they I guess saw as like normal parts of life, where I was like, this is weird. Like like you have your neighbors are like, oh hey, we're gonna go like, we're gonna go run to Main Street because we heard that Daniel Radcliffe is there. It's just like, what this? I don't know. It's not normal. It's like it's a strange like permutation of reality. It felt like sometimes, but
you're living in the Matrix.
Yeah. So, anyways, sorry. Long-winded tangent on.
I asked for it.
Utah there.
I asked for it. I love it. I love getting to know more about. I will ask you more personal questions in not such a public forum. I apologize for putting you on the spot.
No, all good.
So far, where to buy. No, Donnie and Nick's Tiny Tulips and Tiny Roses are not on there, but
Tiny Pigs on there.
Oh, no, Tiny Pigs, but that's a good one. Okay. We did guess Tiny Houses, Tiny Hands, Tiny Liquor Bottles, and Tiny Hoop Earrings.
And marshmallows?
And Tiny Marshmallows. Thank you. My thumb was kind of on it, but not really covering it, so I don't have a good excuse. But I'm gonna pretend like it was. All right. Any other guesses before I reveal?
I think I'm out.
I'm so stumped. Yeah.
Okay. So how about Tiny Pumpkins?
Oh, okay.
Tiny Screws.
Okay.
Tiny Tack. TACH.
Okay.
What?
Bobby, there's no teacups. Sorry.
I know what that is, but why do you need a tiny tack? Don't you want to be able to read it?
Yeah, I don't know. Okay. Where to buy tiny food? We were close. You guys were like dancing around that one a little bit.
I actually said, "Oh, so it's probably food-related stuff."
Yeah. That's what I mean. Like you were like so close, Mike.
Damn it!
And then the last one we didn't mention was where to buy a tiny kitchen set. Which again, if you guys had kids, you might have guessed that one because I did buy a kitchen set for my kids.
See, every single one of these, I end up with more questions than answers. Like, who needs a tiny tachometer? Like, what is the point of that?
There's no point. There's no point. All right, here. How about this one? This one should be good. Autocomplete this. The last blank. The last.
Airbender.
That's number 10.
Nice. Laugh.
Ooh, that should be on there, but no, because somebody's not Googling the last laugh.
Maybe. That's fair.
Apparently they weren't, or it was number 11.
Of the Mohicans.
Ooh, good movie with Daniel Day-Lewis, but not on this list. I wish I could remember who directed that.
Of Us.
Good. Oh, that's good.
That is number 2. Andrew guessed Hope, not a correct answer.
Jedi. Wait, when was this?
I don't know. 2018.
Was The Last Jedi? The Last Jedi wasn't out yet, was it?
The Last Jedi is number 7.
Oh.
Or number 8, excuse me.
Okay, cool. Has it been that long since I was out?
God, I hope not. I don't think so.
Wow.
Oh, 2017 film, huh?
What? The Last Jedi was 2017?
That's what.
Oh my God.
That's what Google seems to tell me. Yeah.
Wow. Well, Google wouldn't lie.
This game came out in 2019, so.
Oh, it is 2019? Oh, that would have changed all my guesses.
In that case, I would have gotten, tiny houses.
Yeah, right. Nick's also a movie. It's sort of a guilty pleasure movie, Last Man Standing, but not on this list. I don't know if anybody else has seen that movie. It's got Bruce Willis in it. It's kind of fun. I wouldn't say it was like a good movie, but it was fun. Not on the list, but one of my favorite short stories by Richard Matheson, Last Man on Earth. Look at you, Donnie. Last House on the Left, going horror movies. Donnie's hitting me right in my sweet spot, but that is also not on the list.
How about The Last Melon?
Nope.
Okay.
I don't know what that's referencing, but I appreciate it. I feel like that's a reference and not something that Aaron just made up. But if he just made it up, I ain't gonna be mad at him.
It's kind of funnier if I just made it up, but no, it was an Ice Age reference.
Okay.
Nice. Man,
I don't know if any of you are religious, but there is a religious
supper.
Yes. The Last Supper.
Thank you for that. That one makes sense.
Have we gotten number 1 or was that it?
Nope. The Last of Us is number 2. Oh, the number 1 is in the chat.
Oh,
Andrew got it. Donnie, I wish this was on here. Underrated movie. Never read the book, but I would read the book. But an underrated movie by Martin Scorsese. It's got, Willem Dafoe, Harvey Keitel. It's got a bunch of great actors in it.
I'm struggling with these tonight.
Mike, you like hip hop. You should have this one. Not to say Aaron doesn't like hip hop. It's just that I know Mike does like hip hop.
I do. Who is The Last Don?
Ooh, no. I thought you were going to get it. And it's not Jeopardy. You don't have to answer in the form of a question. And we all know who The Last Don is. It is Sir Donnie Coleman.
My bad.
Donnie's The Last Don. Come on.
Oh.
Give it to Donnie. No, Andrew, it is not The Last Pork Rind.
Who is the last Antichrist?
Nope. The only Antichrist should be the last one. Not to like poo-poo your answer. I think also The Last Supper is the only religious. Man, Andrew's on fire. He's gotten 2.
It's just last, right? That's all it shows in the search bar.
The last. Correct.
The last.
What
hip hop reference am I missing here?
The Last OG, Mike. No.
What about The Last OG?
The Last OG, Original Gangsta.
No. I know the term.
Okay. Well, that was it.
But that was it?
That's it. That's the hip hop reference. No, that's not number 1. That's just the last hip hop reference.
Oh, wow.
What's a thing at like a dance? Maybe. Hey, everybody. We're gonna play.
The Last Dance?
Nope, I didn't say the word that is needed. But if it's at a dance, hey everybody, this is the last
call.
Not a bar, a dance.
Well, I'm just saying it was something I thought of.
Yeah.
Fair. It's not last call.
Too, Mike, yeah.
Dang, Andrew's on fire. He keeps getting some that are in here. It's the last sushi sighting.
Last song.
Yes, it's the last song because we're in a dance. We're playing the last song.
Okay.
Some people would say Bruce Lee was this.
Badass.
Well, I mean, he was. I love me some Bruce Lee.
Oh, it was the
Donnie's got it. What do they call him? What was Bruce Lee?
Yeah, he was.
To use an example, when I was taking Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, they used to call me gato because I moved like a cat.
Oh.
So if I was a gato, if I was a cat, Bruce Lee is a...
Was he a tiger?
Better, bigger, stronger, faster, fire breathing.
Oh. The Last Dragon.
The Last Dragon, yeah.
Nice. Okay.
No, Bobby, it's not the last helicopter out of Saigon, but good, good pick. Bruce Lee was basically, yeah. I mean, he was the dragon. Okay, so we got Last Airbender, we got Last Dragon, we got Last Jedi, we got Last Supper, we got Last OG, we got Last Song, and we have Last of Us. There's 3 left, and 2 of them have been named by Andrew in the chat. Gosh. And I don't know that anybody will get the 3rd one.
Is the Last Samurai a thing?
Oh, that's a thing, but that's not on here. That's a good one.
Okay.
I ain't mad at you. That's a good one. That's a good one. This will be lost on Mike and Aaron, I'm sure. No offense. But Never Ending Story. The person at the end.
Wait, there's an end to that?
Well, the end of the movie, not the end of the story.
I was like, oh, well, false advertising.
Oh, spoiler alert.
Yeah, what the heck?
The Never Ending Story. Really good movie, by the way. Reminds me of why I hate anything Stranger Things after season 2. Anyways, okay. Sorry. Not the answer to this question. Never Ending Story does. And no, Andrew, not The Last Duel. Nyx, you're close, but I don't believe she was a queen. I think she was like technically a higher, what would be more than a queen, but female.
Empress?
Yes, the last Empress.
Oh.
2 left, and Andrew has named both of them already. So, Andrew, you don't need to keep guessing because you've already got them. I believe one of these, This Will Help No One, is a Ridley Scott movie starring Orlando Bloom and Edward Norton. And then the other one is related to a video game that I've been obsessed with lately. And we talked about briefly, but Aaron might not have been there when we were talking about it. Because I was talking with London and Christina about it for sure. But they were asking me about Sea of Thieves, and I'm like, I don't know anything about Sea of Thieves. I love Skull and Bones.
Well, okay.
So Skull and Bones is and Sea of Thieves is what kind of game?
Pirate.
Right. The last, not pirate. What's the second most important thing about a pirate?
The last sailor. I don't know.
No, not a sailor. What are they? It's a pirate primarily like known to be accompanied with or on?
The last boat, the last ship.
The last ship?
Oh, okay.
Is it? Andrew got that one already. And
okay.
The last one, and Andrew said his wife is helping a lot. Yeah. Andrew, like you, probably married somebody way smarter. And Bob says the most important thing about a pirate, number 1, the hat, and then number 2, the ship. Thank you, Bob.
There you go. Nice.
the last one and the number one answer, and I believe it is the title of a Ridley Scott movie starring Orlando Bloom and also has Edward Norton, is The Last Kingdom.
Oh.
Not that anybody would have ever guessed that. And especially with you guys not being like near into movies, especially weird movies that came out in like 2007 that 5 people saw.
Yeah, I definitely missed that one.
Yeah, I can't believe you did. Okay, here, we'll do one last one and we'll call it a night.
All right.
Because I think this one will be fun. In honor of Sushi, Mike's dog.
Yeah.
I accidentally ate fill in the blank.
My tooth.
I accidentally.
Your tooth?
Yeah.
Ooh, good one. Not on here, but man, that's good.
I accidentally ate Mike's wireless mouse.
Oh, so close. It's just wireless mouse. It's not Mike's wireless mouse. Oh, actually,
what about
that was number
11. What
11.
about my owner's dice tower coasters? Couldn't think of the word coaster for a second.
Yeah, nope, not on there also.
Okay.
And
okay,
Andrew, Donnie, not a penny, but that's a good one. And Andrew, yes, I agree. If our wives were so much smarter than us, then why did they marry? Like, who's the smart one, really? Right? I think, Andrew, honestly, that makes you and I the opportunistic ones. Taking advantage of somebody's shortcomings. Or we're really good con artists. One way or the other worked out great. So, Aaron and Mike, what did you accidentally eat? Ooh, Nick's had a good guess, and it's not on there, and that's watermelon seeds.
Oh, okay.
Most of these things are edible, and I could see why you might accidentally eat all but maybe one of them.
I accidentally ate expired food.
Close. More specific.
Moldy food.
Moldy what?
Cheese.
Yes, number 2.
Nice.
Also moldy what?
Bread.
Yes, number 9. Good job, Mike.
Wow, Mike, you're crushing it.
Mike's picking up on the cues. Good job.
I just eat lots of moldy food, guys. I just see something sitting around. I'm like, insert into mouth.
Andrew, yeah, she knows she's been conned now, but like you, we got a couple of anchor babies in there. She can't go. She needs help taking care of these rowdy ass kids. So we're in. We're good. Nick's, yes, cheese and bread, moldy cheese, moldy bread. Yes. What's another thing that someone may have legitimately eaten that's totally not gross?
A cherry pit?
No, but a good guess. Yeah. Thank you, Donnie. Listen, if my kids are good for anything, they're good for anchoring that lady in my house. Bob is not, you're wrong, but you're thinking along the right lines there. I accidentally ate paper.
I accidentally ate plastic.
I'll give it to you. Plastic wrap. Yes.
Yeah. How about tinfoil?
Also, yes.
Nice.
Well, it's the damn tinfoil on those Cadbury eggs, man. We're all going to have that problem here in a couple of weeks.
So there's only one other thing on here that's not food, 100% not food. The other things are kind of food related or food directly. What?
Gum.
Ooh, no, but I like where you're at. What's
toothpaste?
Nope. Closer to food.
Yeah.
Like, what was the thing? We have a mutual friend that was concerned about eating too much of this because it might make her sick. Read it as not an orange peel, but that's pretty good.
Milk?
Nope, not
Dairy?
milk.
No.
Not that friend, a different friend. And Bobby,
gluten.
come on. Gluten. Yes, accidentally ate gluten. And Bob, we know that wasn't an accident. You did that on purpose. Also, she's dead too soon. I'm just kidding. At least my mom. Anyways, what else could you accidentally eat that might be weird or awkward?
Accidentally ate animal poop.
Oh, Mike. Okay. You get it.
No way.
Because it's accidentally ate poop.
What?
There's always somebody.
Hold on. Let me just say, like, real quick. The Venn diagram of like weirdness, it would have gone to Aaron to think of poop before it would have gone to Mike. And that's not a dig on Aaron. It's just that I know that his brain works on a different wavelength. But yet, somehow Mike accidentally ate animal poop. I know I'm totally changing this into not Mike's guess, but like he's actually speaking from experience, and I'm okay with that. I will sleep very well tonight, framing that as that is what has actually happened. But yeah, poop is one of them. What is something you might have accidentally eaten if you were at a picnic?
A leaf?
No.
An ant.
Mike is on fire. Nice. Also an ant. What's something I might have accidentally eaten, but maybe my religion prohibits it?
Pork.
Mike is still on fire.
Wow.
Maybe you accidentally ate this because the restaurant is just bad at what they do.
Raw meat?
I will give it to you. Undercooked chicken.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Yeah. Undercooked chicken.
Wow.
So we have, and you guys got them all. Plastic wrap, moldy cheese, gluten, ants, poop, poop. Oh no, there's one left. There's pork, tinfoil, moldy bread, undercooked chicken, and there's one left. I missed one. I never accidentally eat this. I always intentionally eat this. It is the main staple of my diet.
Wow. Meat.
Yes.
Oh my God. A vegan had to get their Google search in this game, didn't they?
Yeah. I mean, I would be a terrible vegetarian. I'd be a terrible vegan. I love meat too much. Holy crap. The next one that I pulled, we're not going to do it because it's getting to be like a little later. And I don't want to, we should, Mike, you were totally smart to bring this back up again so that we could do this randomly. But the next one is how to tell if you're a blank.
Oh my God.
It's not as offensive as I hoped it would be. But there's some good ones on there. So I'm putting that in the very front of the list for next time.
Okay.
For next time. But Aaron, man, thank you for coming on. I know we just spent like a whole weekend with you and everything, but like coming back on, doing this some more, hanging out with us.
Thank you for having me back. It's I mean, same to you guys. It was a blast this weekend. Appreciate you having us out there. And yeah, I appreciate you inviting me on tonight. It's been a lot of fun.
It's super fun. I appreciate you just being a good sport, man. I mean,
hey, same to you. I had the one who made a problem card about your internet and then stared at you.
Playing the game that you've designed, maybe 100 times now. If I don't get your sense of humor and your sensibility by now, maybe I never will. But no, it's an awesome opportunity for Mike and I to have a good time, hang out with you.
Right back at you guys. always. So
and everything.
You even lowered yourself to playing autocomplete, which I think actually kind of put a nice little nightcap on the list. So
I feel like it did. I feel like it did. It's like we talked about great party games.
Yep.
And then we talked about a terrible party game that we house ruled into being a fun party game. Fun-ish.
Ish.
Yeah. We're making a good thing out of a not so good thing.
That's it.
Not a good game. It's just kind of wild to see what people put in there. That's for sure.
And Andrew, let me apologize on behalf of the Board Game Rundown for exposing your wife to our channel for however long she was watching. But I'm really glad you guys were having a good time. And and Donnie says, good night, take your BGA turns. Donnie, I love that we are constantly in some Board Game Arena games right now.
No, wait a minute. That means you guys have a game going that I'm not in because I already checked my turns.
What? Are you not in? No, you're in that Last of Us game, aren't you? You're winning that or you won the last Last of Us game. Maybe I need to check my turns. I've not been getting
invites will be fired off.
Bobby, until I get letters from lawyers saying cease and desist, not happening. Challengers. I don't know. I'm famously bad at that game. Oh, it's Hoop. Hoop needs to take turns. See, everybody's coming out. Look at that.
Wow, sinners.
Do not cast stones when you live in a glass house, sir. I know that's not how that phrase goes, but I'm fine with that. Those who live in glass houses should not cast stones or something like that. Throw stones, cast stones, something to that effect. Anyways, Aaron, you've been a blast. You're always an absolute pleasure to have. I appreciate your company, man.
Thank you. Same to you guys. And thank you again for having me on. Always so much fun. And I, again, had such a blast this weekend. Thank you guys so much.
Oh my God. I know. I wish we could do that more often. It's really, we're fortunate we don't live closer to each other because we get nothing done.
That's fair. That's fair.
We get nothing done. But Mike, thank you, man. I know you couldn't make it last week. It's really great to have you back. I get it. Sometimes life happens, things happen. But the show's just not the same without you.
Well, thanks. Sometimes stuff happens.
That's all. I mean, it's it. It's gonna happen for me. It's gonna happen for all of us. So anything else, Mike, Aaron, before we go?
Yeah.
Fairy Tale Campaign Trail, July 4th.
Yeah.
Nothing else. Nothing else happening.
Nothing else
day
on July 4th except Fairy Tale Campaign Trail.
You know, as a matter of fact, they have somehow choreographed a nationwide fireworks display and
parade in many towns.
In many towns, in celebration and in honor of the launching of their Kickstarter game.
Yeah, check your local newspaper to see if you might have a Fairy Tale Campaign Trail parade near you on that day.
It's crazy because they're even running an election this year in honor of that game. It's wild.
Yeah, that's how that goes.
And Aaron
lives
in Chicago. He gets to vote twice, so it's even better. Anyways, no, I love you guys. I love everybody that's been here. It's super fun. It's really great to see the regulars and Mike. God damn it, we're gonna have to play autocomplete with some other people coming up. They're gonna get hit with it. Yeah. Katia's gonna get hit with it next week. Next week we've got Katia Howitson. We're gonna talk about her mosaic calendar. We got all kinds of fun stuff going on. Looking forward to it. So anyways, oh no, London just popped on, or she just joined the chat.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we'll tell her good night. And thanks for trying, I guess. Oh, Mike's bringing her in.
Oh,
but she's got no camera.
She is.
London, are you audio only?
I may be audio only.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know what's going on with my camera.
You know, I say that all the time. I'm like, what's wrong with my face? I don't know what's going on with my camera.
Yeah.
No, you're supposed to say it's not that bad, but that's fine.
I like him.
I'll take it. It's good enough. London, you have amazing timing. We were just getting ready to sign off.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry I couldn't make it earlier.
No. We had Aaron. He was a wonderful representative of your group. I'm sure
always is.
Thousands of people will be backing your game now, specifically because of him and his caveman voice.
Oh.
That's why he's the CEO.
Me no number thousands mean. Oh,
I think. Well, when you first went, I was like, does he have to poop? And then I remembered that it was actually just Cookie Monster. We determined that his caveman was just Cookie Monster.
Listen, Cookie Monster have to poop too sometimes. Lots of cookie, lots of fiber.
Yes. Aaron taking a dump.
New modifier card.
No.
Just gotta be somebody taking a dump. No, the problem is.
No.
Oh man,
I'm gonna axe that one.
Yeah.
Okay, you could just go with the Macho Man. It's the same voice. You could just do present your as if you were a professional wrestler and be like, "Ooh, so I think the solution really is that we make it a space program. Yeah, we're gonna shoot them all into space." You could go with like that, maybe. It's also people might think you have to poop, but you could.
That's true. We can disguise it as something else.
Yeah. You know what?
I popped into the stream for like 30 seconds at like 9 o'clock.
Yeah, you told me
I heard
to lose, right?
Aaron in the caveman voice saying something like really complicated, like, yes, me, proponent of tax financing.
That's awesome.
That's all I got.
Yeah, Aaron is really good at taking cavemen and then doing very complex things with them.
Apparently.
Almost as good as Mike's caveman, which then devolved into like a weird Trump-ish impression.
God.
Know what happened there.
I do. I do have one other funny story real quick to tell. When my daughter was in kindergarten, her teacher was like this really sweet, like young kindergarten teacher, like really nice lady, really kind. But I always was like, like whenever I did an impression of her teacher, I was like, "Oh, so how was school today, Mallory?" And she was like, "Oh, it's good." And I was like, "Did she like body slam any of your students?" She's like, "What?" And I was like, "Was she like, oh, you kids need to be quiet or I'm going to slam you down on the desk until your eyes roll in the back of your head and you're foaming at the mouth?" And she's like, "No, that didn't happen at all." And I'm like, "Oh, well, anyways." So my impression of her of her kindergarten teacher was always Macho Man. And then one day my wife's like, "I can't wait for you to like talk to her. I'm going to call you out like at a parent teacher conference." I'm like, Tim, why don't you do your impression of her? You know, and thankfully I never had to, but it was always like, cause again, like if you saw like her, she looked like a stereotypical kindergarten teacher. And my version of her was always like, "Oh, Mallory, you better do your homework or I'm going to teach you in a stutter and maybe a pile driver if you're not doing it right." Anyways,
that's funny.
So yeah, I'm an idiot, is the moral of the story. And you guys are lucky you don't see me that often.
I think the moral of the story is actually that we need more professional wrestlers who daytime as, kindergarten teachers.
Ooh, yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
I think you're right. Ooh, I'm going to get that steel chair.
Instead of moonlight as kindergarten teachers, they daylight as kindergarten teachers.
Yeah, that's what I was going for. Yeah,
I like that. I think also, have you guys seen the first Spider-Man movie? with Tobey Maguire?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Again, yeah, Buzzsaw. I got 3 minutes of playtime. Bonesaw is ready. You know, Again.
Oh.
Yep.
Child of the 80s. I grew up with that crap. I live for it. But London, I'm so sorry we're gonna sign off while we're
That's okay.
You just hopped on, but
yeah. Wish I could have been here earlier.
Us too, but hey, like we said earlier, life happens. Stuff gets in the way. But also while you're here, thanks for hanging out with us this weekend. Super fun. It was absolutely blast.
Yeah, that was a riot. I have never lost my voice before in my life.
Oh, see?
And I lost my voice on Sunday from laughing and yelling at each other and making videos. So that was it was a worthwhile voice losing experience.
It just shows you were doing something right. That's all I'm saying.
Yep.
But well, all right, London. We will. I promise we will make it up to you. We will get you on at a time when you're not as busy, and we'll do a list with you.
Sounds good to me. I'll get my own spotlight. Like Aaron got his own spotlight.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. Yeah. And everybody collectively, when they saw Aaron was going to be the only one on, they all went,
no.
Said it in public has to happen now.
So we'll get London on. We'll give her her own list, and we'll run with it.
Excellent.
You can't see me, but I'm saluting.
Yep. Oh, well, no takebacks. You've committed. You're in. We're gonna make it happen.
Aha!
She is here for war crimes, and
I am here for. I'm going to commit various unforgivable war crimes.
That was almost Hikmat-ish.
Almost Hikmat.
It was Hikmat influenced.
Yeah, there was. All right, Mike, why don't you sign us off of this bad boy?
On that note, for the board game rundown, I've been Mike.
I've been Tim. Aaron?
Is that me? Oh, shoot. It's London on my screen. I've been Aaron.
And I have briefly been London.
Briefly, but always. Thanks for watching, guys. We will see you next time.
Good job, Stonemeyer. A 7.3 repeating. Heating.